Hello artist! Today we are opening the painting studio. This video will explain how to use liquid tempera. That is the liquid paint stored in a tray with a lid. What do artists paint? Artists paint what they see, feel, imagine, and remember. They even experiment with brushstrokes and color mixing. Please note that experimenting is not the same thing as mess making. An artistic experiment is when an artist asks a question, then takes a risk with a new idea or material. They try out this idea and observe or watch closely to see what happens. Next, they reflect on whether they liked what happened or not in order to decide if they should do more, try again, or change their plan. Experimenting does not involve damaging or breaking materials. Artists create with a purpose in mind, even if they are not always sure what the finished product will look like. Artists know that materials in good condition help them make great art. What materials are here? Tempera cakes, watercolor, liquid tempera, liquid watercolors, paintbrushes and palette knives, circle and rectangle palettes, trays with sponges, extra tools such as watercolor pencils and salt, paper, and a painting binder with tips and inspiration. Materials may change based on availability. How do I set up? Gather your materials using this shopping list to help you. Move down the list and grab the items in this order: paint, palette, brushes, water, sponge tray, paper and pencil. Get a paint container or ask someone if you can share with them. The paints are organized in resealable containers. If you notice a color is running low, tell the teacher so it can be refilled. Wait to open the container until you are sitting at a table. You can put the lid under the container while you work. Choose a palette, rectangular or circular. The rectangle one works best if you plan to use a palette knife. Fill a water cup at the sink, but not too full. You should be able to easily carry it to a table without spilling. You can refill your cup with clean water at any time. Take a sponge container to share with the people at your table. These sponges help save paper towels. Use them to dab excess water off your brush. Finally, get a piece of painting paper and write your name on it with a pencil. Only use paper from this studio because it is strong enough to absorb paint and water. The resealable containers hold all of the colors of paint poured straight from the bottle. Please be careful with these containers. They should not be turned upside down or dropped because the paint will spill and make a mess. You can mix colors by picking up some paint with a paintbrush and putting it on the palette. Clean your paintbrush and dab it on the dry sponge before you take another color. Different brushes make different marks. Dry bristles will create different marks than wet bristles. Experiment with the materials so you can know which brushes will help you create your ideas. Some artists like to draw their idea before painting. Other artists prefer to jump right in with paint. Choose whichever strategy works for you. If you like the mixed paint designs on your palette at the end of class and it is still wet, you can press a new piece of paper to the palette and rub the back of the paper. When you lift it up, you'll have a print of the designs. These are called mono prints. Mono means one. You can also draw on your painting after the paint is dry. Do not use materials with paint while the paint is wet. This means you can draw on top of your painting during the next art class. How do I clean up? Use the shopping list, but put things away in reverse order. Paper and pencil, sponge tray, water, brushes, palette, and paint. Move your artwork to the drying rack and out of the way of cleanup. Mistakes can happen during cleanup, and we don't want your artwork getting damaged while others are cleaning up their messes. Return your sponge container and any clean, unused brushes. Dump out your dirty water at the sink and rinse the cup. Place it on the sink rack. Do not stack them. Bring your paintbrushes and palette to the sink. Brushes go in the brush bathtub. Place dirty palettes in the white bin. Do not wash either of these items. This will keep cleanup quick and simple. Mrs. Cutterly will wash materials between classes. Snap the lid back onto the paint container and carefully stack it back on the shelf. Finally, get a cleaning cloth wet, squeeze it out, and wipe off the table only where you see paint. You do not need to wash the entire table. It does not help to replace paint mess with water mess. Here are a few friendly reminders. Splatter painting is not allowed in the art lab. Splatter paint can become a big mess that is difficult to clean up within our 45-minute class time limit. It is also a technique that can accidentally damage paintings by other students working in our shared painting studio. Splatter painting is a real art technique, but it is best for doing outside or at home. Let's take care of this studio together. I can't wait to see what ideas you create from inspiration you can see, feel, imagine, remember, and even experiment.